Good evening, my name is Mrs Challis and I'm the Head of Geography here at Penrice Academy. I'm going to be talking to you about your preparation for your Geography GCSE exam this summer. I'm going to talk through what your geography lessons will look like, what the changes to our exams are, the key resources, support and revision that's available to you, and what you can be doing right now. So first of all, just talk to you a little bit about what your geography lessons will be looking like. There's going to be several different things that your teachers are going to be doing with you between now and your exam, and they're going to change as time goes on. So for the time being, what we're doing is we're just completing the course, but we're also going over some of the learning that we've gained from the PP exams. The PP exams did highlight some areas that we needed to work on. Moving forward after half term, we're going to be spending quite a lot of time recapping the knowledge that you're not confident in. And your teacher will know what that is by having conversations with you, doing little recap tests that you can see here on the left-hand side of your screen. They're also going to be spending quite a lot of time with you practicing those exam questions. One of the ways that they might do this is through metacognition, helping you to unpick the questions, plan your answers, pause and think, have I included everything I need? And then evaluating at the end. They'll also be looking at our use of figures. Quite a lot of the geography exam has these figures in. You can see here on the right hand side. I'm going to be supporting you about how you might go about using them in your answers and unpicking them to help you get the most marks. So some of the changes to the exams. It's not a massive amount of change to the geography exam. Just worth going through what the exam looks like now. So here you can see on the screen the three papers. Paper 1, Living with the Physical Environment. Paper 2, Challenges in the Human Environment. And Paper 3, Geographical Applications. Paper 1 hasn't really got any changes. So here you can see Section A is where we look at natural hazards. So you'll remember doing case studies such as Haiti, New Zealand, Tropical Storm Haiyan in the Philippines, and some UK examples for our extreme weather, such as Boscastle and Beast from the East. Section B, we're looking at the living world. So the two case studies here are the Solomon Islands and a local example, which is Kingswood. Section C is rivers and coasts, and here we look at two local examples, Foy and St Austell Bay. This unit is actually called Physical Landscapes of the UK. And as I said before, there isn't really any change here. Paper 2 does have some changes, and you'll see here that we've got Section A, Urban Issues and Challenges, and here the two case studies are Mumbai and Plymouth. And here you're going to have a 9-mark question at the end of this section where you're assessed on spelling, punctuation and grammar. Section B does have some changes. This section is called the Changing Economic World. And you'll remember we studied UK and Kenya. And here we're actually going to be losing the 9-mark question, which will be replaced by a 6-mark question. And that will mean that this paper is reduced in marks from 88 marks to 63 marks. You also note here that I've kind of scrawled out Section C, which is resources. Now this section will still be in the paper, but we have not taught that yet, so therefore we will not be examined on it. So we don't need to worry about resources. Paper 3 is Geographical Applications. The first part of this, Section A, is called an issue evaluation. And this is where we will be given a pre-release booklet, which we get on the 22nd of March. And we'll be coaching you and showing you how to answer this section. Section B is fieldwork. This is the area that they have changed. So because of COVID, we haven't been able to take you on a proper piece of fieldwork. So they're actually just going to be examining you on an unseen fieldwork, which will require you to know some mathematical skills, such as working out the mean. It will also include some map skills as well, and also some knowledge of different types of fieldwork techniques. But again, we will ensure that you know exactly what to do in this paper. Because they've taken out the seen fieldwork, this paper has also been reduced from 76 marks down to 56 marks. So Next slide then is really focusing in on some of the key resources that you have that's not in school. These are the things that you can access at home. So there's 3 boxes here. The first one is one that you'll be very familiar with, which is Geography at Penrice. And here you've got a selection of YouTube videos, some of which talk you through how to answer those short exam questions, long exam questions. There's also a couple of videos there you can see on the screen going over your PPE. So if you didn't do very well, you can go back and have a little check. There's also other videos that on there about key processes, key landforms, some of your case studies. The centre box is just a screenshot of my Google Classroom. Many teachers do have one of these, and we often upload video clips, revision cards, PowerPoints, exam questions, a whole ream of information just in case you're a little bit stuck as to what to do. So please ask your teacher if you have access to their Google Classroom. If not, you're very welcome to have my code. And finally, on the right hand side of the screen, you'll see there a Kahoot. Now, you don't actually have to play the Kahoot with somebody. You can just download this app on your phone, or you can access it on an iPad or your computer. And you can play this as a quiz by yourself to test your knowledge. There's lots of different quizzes on here that are knowledge-based, testing your knowledge on your key case studies. So, support and revision. This is going to be two options really. One is the smaller revision groups, which you will have in the geography classrooms. These are more where you can have a chance to speak to the teacher. You can work through exam questions together, go over key knowledge together. They're a lot smaller, and they run currently on a Friday, but they may well be moved to a Tuesday moving forward into March. And then after half term, we will be releasing Mr. Tom's, and he'll be doing his Friday night revision after school. And these are just free sessions that you can just go along to. You don't have to sign up to them, just turn up. And Mr. Tom's does a combination of exam skills and knowledge recap. So finally, I just want to leave you with some things that you can do right now. These are easy to do. So first of all, your teacher will be giving you a series of personal learning checklists, and these are there for you to identify gaps in knowledge. Be honest. There's no point putting the smiley face if you're not completely confident with what that statement is about. That's where you need to be revising. That's where you need to make your revision card. So your next step after you've looked at these and you've done them is to undertake some revision. So create those revision cards. I've got an example of one of the ones that's included in my Google Classroom here, which is quite a complicated, well, not complicated, but an easy way of revising using kind of 5 key areas, really, I guess. This is a case study of Mumbai, and you can, on one side of the card, have all of the information that you need, and then on the other side of the card, you can have gaps, and you can test yourself. You can make these as detailed or as simple as you like, but I've got quite a lot of examples of these on my Google Classroom. The other thing that you can be doing is practicing writing exam questions. Your teachers will be setting these each week as home learning, as well as probably some quizzes as well for your key knowledge. Keep up to date with these. These are really good. They really help you practice writing exam questions, and your teacher will be able to give you really quick feedback in the following lesson. So my advice is to do those 3 things just now, okay? Okay, so thank you very much for listening. If you do have any questions or concerns, you know where we are, so just pop into our classrooms and ask. Okay, thanks for listening and have a lovely evening.